Robert Mitchum plays a questionable pastor in The Night of the Hunter, a tall, handsome preacher, his knuckles eerily tattooed with love and hate, roams the countryside, spreading the gospel and leaving a trail of murdered women in his wake. To Reverend Harry Powell, the work of the Lord has more to do with condemning souls than saving them, especially when his own interests are involved. Now his sights are set on 10,000, and two little children are the only ones who know where it is. "Children!" the preacher croons to the terrified boy and girl hiding in the dark, dark cellar, innocent young lambs who refuse to be led astray. Robert Mitchum is a force in this film, I can't deny that, although the material hasn't aged well. The Night of the Hunter was Charles Laughton's first and only attempt at directing. The camera angles are great and the cinematography is amazing. The acting is good. I just found the material to be sort of aged. The fact that the pastor is after 10 grand is sort of laughable, sort of like Dr. Evil in Austin Powers asking for $1 million. But in 1955, when the movie came out, I could see this being a terrifying movie. The score is very haunting and has a lot of like deep bass to it, and just it kind of sets us up as this dark figure rolls into town, goes from town to town, searching for widows. And Robert Mitchum really commits to the role. He's singing, he's howling, and he has charm. He charms everyone in town. He gets in trouble, has some car trouble, he's sent to prison, and his cellmate is going to be killed, executed for murder. But before he's executed, he tells Mitchum about the 10 grand that he's hidden away, and only his kids, Pearl and John, know. So when, Pastor gets out, he sets his sights on the widow, played by Shelley Winters. Ominous and hauntingly suspenseful, this extraordinary noir classic remains one of the most frightening movies ever made, according to Pauline Kael, and one of the greatest of all American films, according to Roger Ebert. Now, judging it on 2023 eyes and coming to my experience, yeah, there is some creepiness to this. I mean, he's not a good guy. Robert Mitchum plays a terrible guy. He's hitting women. I think he hit Shelley Winters a few times in this. He's very creepy to the kids. And he's creepy to the town folk, but they have a certain charm for this guy because he uses religion as a tool to seduce. If you're going into Night of the Hunter expecting this amazing classic film, you may feel disappointed. I felt a little disappointed. I had a little bit overhypeness going in. I mean, you have Pauline Kael's thoughts here. Roger Ebert's thinking, it's a great American film. Overall, I just don't know if I'll revisit this one. And by the end, when it's revealed, where the money is, it kind of just happened, and it didn't really feel like it went anywhere or was anywhere profound. I questioned some of the choices, some characters not calling the police sooner and just sitting there with a shotgun. I get having, your own security, but you need some backup. There's some things here I can nitpick, but overall, great cinematography, great performance here by Mitchum. So if you're a fan of Robert Mitchum, and if you're a fan of great black and white cinema from the 50s, I got to recommend The Night of the Hunter for that. And if you're not into the older films and these slower paced thrillers, I would say watch something else. This 4K UHD by Kino Lorber looks fantastic. The black and white really pops in the HDR. There's deep inky blacks, and the shadows really signify everything's well balanced. Great presentation, great transfer here. There is a special features include audio commentary by novelist and critic Tim Lucas, isolated music and effects soundtrack, which is very nice to have. Love and Hate filmmaker Eric Dickerson on The Night of the Hunter, Little Lambs, Hinge, Hang, Hung. So some featurettes on here that are on a Blu-ray special features disc. So 2-disc set, you only get a 4K UHD, and then a Blu-ray with special features. The Blu-ray does not include the movie. So if you're on the fence about picking up Kino Lorber's Night of the Hunter, I say wait for a sale. But if you're a big fan of the film, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts of The Night of the Hunter. And as always, this has been Return the Disc. I'm Dan. For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.